When did we stop being shocked by the things that should shock us? Seriously, when did we start celebrating what used to embarrass us and mocking the values that once held our entire society together? You felt it, right? That uneasy pit in your stomach when you scroll past a trending video and think, what happened to us? Because somewhere along the way, pop culture stopped entertaining us, it started reprogramming us. And the craziest part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button if you're tired of watching culture crumble in slow motion while everyone just shrugs it off. Welcome back to She's Right. I'm Lana, and around here we talk about truth, culture, and everything mainstream media is too scared to touch. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about something that's shaping every part of our world. What we watch, what we sing, what we post, even what we believe. Because make no mistake, pop culture isn't background noise anymore. It's the moral compass for millions of people, and unfortunately, it's pointing straight south. If you believe culture does influence values, hit the like button so this video reaches more people who need to hear this message. There was a time when entertainment had heart. Even when it was edgy, it had purpose. You'd watch a movie, laugh at a sitcom, listen to a love song, and you'd walk away feeling something real. Now everything feels hollow. The stories aren't told to uplift, they're designed to provoke. Shock value has replaced substance. Think about it. Heroes aren't heroic anymore. Villains are misunderstood, lies are personal truths, and vice is freedom. When did we start confusing rebellion with depth? When did doing wrong become the new way of doing you? Pop culture doesn't just reflect our values, it reshapes them. Drop a comment right now. What's one movie or show you used to love, but now you can't stand because of how much it's changed morally? Let's talk about music, because music hits differently. It's emotional. It bypasses logic and goes straight to the soul. But lately, it feels like the entire industry is preaching the same sermon. Forget consequences, chase pleasure, ignore accountability. We used to have songs about love, heartbreak, and meaning. Now it's about status, sex, and self-worship. And people say, relax, it's just music. No, it's not just music, it's repetition. And repetition becomes belief. You sing something long enough, and it becomes a part of you. The more our music glorifies moral chaos, the more our culture normalizes it. If lyrics are the language of a generation, what exactly are we teaching ours to say? If you've noticed this too, share this video with someone who still says, it's just a song. Let's make them think twice about that. And then there's Hollywood, the machine that used to inspire people. Remember when heroes stood for something? When good triumphed over evil and you actually felt better after a movie? Now we cheer for criminals, excuse corruption, and call it realistic storytelling. It's not realism, it's resignation. It's teaching us that virtue is naive, morality is boring, and cynicism is enlightenment. And look, I'm not saying everything needs to be a Hallmark movie, but when the majority of modern films glorify dysfunction, it stops being art and becomes propaganda. What happens to a society that forgets how to root for the good guys? Comment below. What's one classic movie that actually taught you something about right and wrong? I want to know which ones still hold up. Let's be honest. Hollywood is just the beginning. The real moral battlefield now lives on your phone. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. The algorithm doesn't care about truth, integrity, or wisdom. It cares about attention. And what gets attention? Outrage, shock, vulgarity, and ego. Every viral trend is designed to push boundaries because the more outrageous the content, the more clicks it gets. And we reward it. We comment, we share, we make it go viral. So the message being sent is crystal clear. The more reckless you are, the more rewarded you'll be. If social media is shaping morality, we're not heading towards enlightenment, folks. We're sprinting towards anarchy in designer sneakers. If you've noticed how algorithms push garbage and hide truth, hit the like button and let's see if we can break the system together. One of the most dangerous lies pop culture sells is that there are no consequences, that living your truth is all that matters, even if your truth destroys everything in its path. It's the gospel of self-worship. And it sounds empowering until someone gets hurt. Accountability used to be the backbone of adulthood. Now it's treated like oppression. We tell people to follow their feelings, but we forget that feelings can lie. We've built a culture that preaches freedom with no responsibility. And that's not freedom, that's chaos. If morality is just do whatever feels good, then who decides when it finally feels bad? Type "I choose truth" in the comments if you believe freedom requires accountability. Let's flood the feed with some common sense for once. Here's another place pop culture's rewriting morality: identity. Turn on any show, open any app, and the message is the same. Confusion equals courage. Tradition equals tyranny. Masculinity is called toxic. Femininity is mocked unless it's sexualized. Kids are being told to question everything about who they are except for the people who are telling them to question everything. I'm all for individuality, but this isn't self-expression, it's self-erasure. Pop culture is teaching kids to throw away every anchor that keeps them grounded. Faith, family, responsibility, those are now seen as obstacles, not virtues. If the next generation grows up believing there's no truth, how will they ever find peace? If you're a parent, or even just care about the next generation, share this part right now. People need to hear it. And then there's the god of modern culture, money and fame. Everything now screams, be seen, be envied, be followed. It doesn't matter what you stand for, just make it look expensive. We used to admire hard work and humility. Now it's all about hustle and hype. People are maxing out credit cards to look like influencers who don't even own half the stuff they show off. It's not empowerment, it's enslavement. Pop culture tells you your worth comes from your image, not your integrity. From likes, not legacy. And if everything's a performance, what's left of authenticity? Double tap that like button if you'd rather be real than relevant. Now, I know someone will say, "You're just being old-fashioned, Lana." Fine, call me old-fashioned. I call it rooted. Morality isn't some outdated rule book. It's the user manual for civilization. When we lose our moral compass, everything else starts to unravel. Families, schools, politics, you name it. Pop culture has power, and conservatives shouldn't ignore it. But we also shouldn't let it own the narrative. It's not about censorship, it's about discernment. About being intentional with what we consume and what we celebrate. Because if we don't start drawing moral lines again, somebody else will. And those lines won't lead anywhere good. If you agree it's time to draw the line, comment "I'm in." Let's remind big media that they don't own morality. And here's the good news. Culture isn't doomed. It's just unguarded. We can reclaim it by supporting creators who stand for truth, by celebrating art that uplifts instead of degrades, and by modeling virtue in real life. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs principled ones. Culture doesn't start in Hollywood. It starts at home, around the dinner table, in classrooms, in what we tolerate and what we refuse to normalize. If we stop outsourcing morality to celebrities, maybe, just maybe, we'll raise a generation that knows the difference between entertainment and ethics. If you're ready to reclaim culture, hit that subscribe button right now and join me for next week's video. We're just getting started over here. Pop culture will keep getting louder, but the truth doesn't need to shout, it just needs to stand. So here's my challenge. Guard what you watch, what you listen to, and what you allow to shape your worldview, because little by little, the messages you consume become the morals you live by. And if that makes you old-fashioned, good. The world could use a little bit more of that. This conversation isn't over. It's just getting started. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.